YouTube, welcome back. Today we're working on this. So this is a CF Moto, I think it's called a U-Force 800. Anyways, the customer that owns this is a avid bear and mountain lion hunter, and he hauls his hounds around in his side-by-side. And he just got this new unit to himself, and he wants a box put in here so that he can open his tailgate, open this door that you can see clearly, and load the dogs up. He wants to put about 6 dogs in here and be able to go hunt bears. Part of the stipulation is he wants it light. UTVs are not the most powerful thing, and you don't want to load them up super crazy. So he wants it light, so we are going to be using aluminum. His next stipulation is he wants it 24 inches from the bottom of the bed up. The bed is about 11.5 deep and 12 deep here. So I think we'll just stick with 12 deep total. And then he wants a rail around the top of his box so he can kind of load some cargo in there. As I've been measuring this, it really looks like some 2-inch flat stock will be perfect for bed rails. And then there's also these, what I'm going to call, for lack of a better term, there's these stake pockets. And this 1 1/4 inch fits nicely in the stake pockets. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start out by lining this bed rail with this 2-inch, and we'll weld that out on the welding table. And then we'll add some stake pockets, or we'll put about 4 inches of this pipe on the bottom of it in various spots so it stakes down in. And then we'll have, I'm thinking, I don't know this 100% for sure yet, but I'm thinking this 1-inch fits all the way down through the bottom of the stake pocket and all the way out the bottom. So I'm thinking one on each side will actually pin under the box while the rest are just alignment. And then we'll do some solid skin for the front, and then we'll just do solid skin about 4 inches up on the side, and then some rails so the dogs can't climb out the sides. I still don't have a perfect plan for how the back door is going to work yet, and so we got to think about that. But I'm thinking we'll do solid skin from the floor to here on either side of the door, and then the door will probably itself be solid, but then we'll have bars. We want to allow as much airflow through this box as the dogs can have, so we'll have bars on all the sides, bars across the back, and bars on that side. And that should allow the dogs to get plenty of air for cooling, allow them to stick their heads out without actually climbing out the holes. I think without having a perfect plan on how every piece is going to go, I'm going to start out just by making the bed rails, because that has to happen regardless of what's going on. And so I'm going to take this flat bar and just line the bottom all the way around. We'll get that frame welded out, and we will start planning. It's going to be some weird contour. Here on the side, as you can see, we are not square, so we'll have some goofy angles going on here. And then one thing that is very critical for the dog owner and myself is that this box isn't able to hurt the dogs, and so I got to make sure there's no sharp corners on the inside, so we'll be using a lot of tubing to get nice rounded corners and everything. And same with the windows or the sides, so the dogs stick their heads out. It'll all be made out of tubing, so there's no sharp corners for them to like rub on and cut and scrape and tear. So, but let's get started on this base, going all the way around, and we'll go from there. So I have my back and each side like such. So as I pointed out before, the frame is not totally square, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp the back piece straight down, and then I'm going to work on finding the exact angle I need using an angle finder to get each side set up, because it's probably going to be somewhere more like, this is going to be somewhere around 48 or 49 degrees, because as I pointed out before, it gets wider near the back. And then we'll figure out this angle and weld those guys on, and this perfectly lays out the top rim of the side-by-side, and then we'll have to have the drop down portions for where it goes down into the tailgate on the bed sides. So let's start getting this clamped down, figured out,